Not every job requires the biggest tool out there. And this is an example of a tool that's made for a specific job, doing specific things, and it does a great job at it for its compact size. This is the Yardcare 12-inch battery-powered chainsaw. Now it's got a 12-inch chain on this. The thing that I liked about this, there's a lot of different small chainsaws out there, and I've been working a lot lately with moving to battery-powered electric chainsaws. I've used chainsaws for years, whether it's cutting firewood or trimming things up around the property. And while they do a good job, and obviously they've been around forever, I hate dealing with small engines. The last thing I want to do is when I'm getting right there and go do some work is have to fight with the thing to get it started or keep it running or whatever. So this small chainsaw from Yardcare, what makes this one stand out for me from other smaller ones that I've used is this one actually has an automatic oiling system. I've used some others that you have to actually oil them manually as you go through. So use it for a little bit, add some oil to the chain, use it for a little bit, add oil. And that kind of takes away from the point of being able to just pick the thing up and go and use it. So this does have 150 milliliter oil reservoir for your bar and chain oil. We've got a brushless motor in this system. So it's gonna be a little more powerful, require less energy to run it, and be quieter to use. So with that, we're using 800 watt power motor here on an 18 volt system. This battery, it can use their 20 volt battery as well. This is the same battery that I use for the Yardcare push mower that I reviewed previously. And if you're curious about that, I'll leave a link somewhere in here. But it's the same battery for that. It's like a little drill battery, snaps on the back here. This one's 18 volt. It's a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. And I've cut a lot with this and not had any issues as far as it running dead. Because when you're using this, you're not going to be cutting large logs of this. While it is a 12-inch chain, and you could cut something up to 12 inches, typically you're not going to do that. Usually you're going to use this for maintaining some stuff, cutting down limbs, cutting up small branches and things like that, which is where I've been using it. So I've been taking this to cut down. So when I cut down a tree or something, a tree's down or whatever, I'll use this to come in and cut off a bunch of the limbs to kind of clean it up before I start cutting it into blocks so I can then split it and use it for firewood or whatever it is I'm going to do with it. This is great for that. So we've got the 12-inch chain on it. The other thing I really like about this one is it has got a toolless chain adjustment. So to get in here, you can take the whole chain off. We loosen this screw here, and then you can adjust the tightness by turning the teal one here, and that tightens our chain's tension up. And to take the whole thing off, you just keep turning this. We take this side off. Let me go ahead and do that here. It is going to be dirty. Take that off. And we can get inside the chain, clean it out, take the chain off, do whatever sharpening we need to do, whatever maintenance it is. The chain happens to come off. You can take that cover off, make your changes, stick it back on there, tighten it up, get it back online, and we are good to go. Nice and easy. So you have a toolless adjustment there, 12-inch chain. It does have the grippers here. You got little spikes when you're cutting into a log. You kind of lock those in there to help keep stability on it. We do have a chain brake for safety. So when you're cutting here, if you catch something and it happens to come back up at you, you do have a chain brake to stop that. So one of those other things I really like about electric chainsaws, aside from just being a little bit quieter, when you're done, if you let off of the throttle or the trigger or go button, whatever you want to call it on these things, the nice thing is it stops. You don't have to still worry about the motor running. You don't have to worry about hot exhaust. It's off. It's done. It's not going any longer. So it's one of the great things about these. So from a safety standpoint, I really like the aspect of having an electric saw when the motor's done, it's done. It's not still running when it's just sitting there. It's got a little chain D-ring on the back here, so you can hook a chain or something to it if you're going to be climbing trees for pruning or something like that. If you're up on a ladder, you can have a strap and clip this to it so you can hang out of your way while you're doing your work. It does have a display on it. So we got a little display up here. It's very similar to what was on the Yardcare mower. While it does serve a purpose, it is very hard to see in bright light at all. So you're gonna have to cover it to see. There's not a lot of information on it. So when you're using these, I mean, it's not like you're looking at the screen to get a lot of feedback on it. But with it on, you have two modes. You have an eco mode and a power mode, which just adjusts the amount of power that the motor is gonna put out. So if you're cutting through some harder, tougher woods, you're going to use the high performance mode, the high speed mode. If you're just cutting, trimming little branches, you can go onto the eco mode. You've got a battery indicator. It tells you how much battery you have on there because there is no indicator on the battery itself. I do wish that was an option on the battery so you can know how much is on here rather than just the little bars on top. With that also, you can see your state. If the brake is on, there's an indicator on here to let you know the brake is on. If there happens to be an error, something happens, it gets jammed, it'll give you some kind of indication on the screen. This does have overload and overcharge and over voltage and over wattage protections for charging and when it's running. So for some safety purposes, so you don't end up with any kind of issues with the motor. The other thing I do would like to see different on this mower, chainsaw, and the same with the mower, is that the delay. So when you turn this on, you're cutting, and if I stop to move some branches, I set it down, move a couple of things, and pick it back up, it's about 15 seconds and it shuts off on its own, which is fine for saving battery, but it's also kind of annoying. I just set it down for a couple of seconds, move some things, pick it up, ready to go, and I have to turn it back on. So that's a big deal. Not like there's a long startup time. It's just a weird annoyance. It's relatively light. We're only weighing about 5 pounds here, so yes, this can be used one-handed, but it is not the safe way to do it, so don't do that. Make sure you're wearing gloves, safety glasses, proper clothing and attire when you're operating something like this to make sure you're keeping it as safe as possible. But it's been good to use. I've used it to kind of just cut up some logs that were a little bit too long that I want to put in the fire pit, cut them a little shorter. I've used it, I had a tree fall down at my property here. We're gonna cut it for some firewood, so I use this to go through and, like I said, cut up all the smaller branches and get it ready to start blocking it up for actual firewood. So this has been really handy for that stuff. It's nice, it's ready to go. I don't mess with oil because it's got a self-feeder on it. The battery is ready to go. It's got good battery life on it. It's easy to use. It's relatively quiet. You can hear it here. Let's see, make sure we're turned on. So here's on eco mode. I'm sure there's much difference. Let's go to sport. It's a little higher pitch of sound. So that is what we got. This is the Yardcare 12-inch battery-powered chainsaw. Like I said, this 18 volt, they do come with a 20 volt system. Overall, it's been good. Like, there's not a whole lot of complaints I have with this. It's gonna get the job done. Like I said, you're not cutting anything serious with this. You're not gonna cut down any trees with it, unless they're little bitty trees. But it's a good kind of pruning saw, kind of maintaining some stuff around the property. So pretty handy, small, compact, take it with you when you're going out to do whatever firewood you're gonna be cutting up or tree maintenance you have going on. This is a good one to kind of throw and take with you. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. Try and help you out best I can. There's a link for this down below as well. I've got a lot of videos coming up, so make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Oh, real quick, before we get out of here, this was sent to me for testing purposes. However, neither Yardcare or any PR agency or anybody else gets any input on my video. Unless it is a sponsored piece, they'll get no input on the video, get any previews before it, and so they're gonna see it for the first time, it's just with you. So, with that out of the way, thanks for sticking around.